3 Singapore films are set to make their world premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in France in the coming days. It's the most number of times from Singapore to feature at the festival. The Breaking Ice, that is the latest film by Singaporean director Anthony Chen, will screen at Cannes for the 4th time in the Un Certain Regard section. Also making their debuts, Tiger Stripes and Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell. That's by local producer Fran, Borgia, as well as Jeremy Chua and Sam Chua. The 2 films are also competing in the Camera d'Or for Best Debut Feature. Now, if it wins, it will join the ranks of Anthony Chen's Ilo Ilo.
And for more on this, we're joined by Justin Ng, Assistant Chief Executive at IMDA, and Sam Chua. She's Assistant Producer of the film Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell. Obviously, Singapore films at Cannes, they could win, which would make it significant for Singapore. But apart from this reason, why is this a significant Cannes Film Festival for Singapore?
Yeah, I think it's significant because not 1, not 2, but 3 made with Singapore films will premiere at this year's Cannes Film Festival. And this is the highest number ever for Singapore. The last time we had 2 films was many years ago in 2016. And this year is also significant because it marks the 25th anniversary of the Singapore Film Commission. The commission, which now sits within IMDA, has been instrumental in supporting our budding local directors and film talent in producing well-told stories. And we are so happy to celebrate this huge milestone. Over the years, Singapore has had more than 25 titles premiering in the major and parallel sections of the Cannes Film Festival, which is no mean feat for a small city-state and something we are extremely proud of to be able to punch above our weight on the global stage.
Mr. Ng, Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell, that was partly funded by Singapore Film Commission as well as IMDA's Southeast Asia co-production grant. That's been an important one for local production films, sort of producers and so on, to give them the support that they need, what you mentioned. How does IMDA actually work with the media industry, both locally and internationally, to actually get these quality productions?
Well, similar to our traditional role as a business and financial hub, we definitely think Singapore is well placed to play a catalytic role in the growth of the media ecosystem in Asia and particularly in Southeast Asia. And that's why one of our key strategies over recent years has been for Singapore to welcome international and Southeast Asia partners from the film and TV industry to explore collaborations and spark creativity with co-productions. As you've mentioned, it's precisely our efforts in this area that have shown success in 2 of the movies premiering here at Cannes, which are Tiger Stripes and Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell, both of which were awarded the Southeast Asia Co-Production Grant. And these co-productions provide the much-needed opportunities for our local talent to collaborate with their regional and international counterparts to hone their skills and to gain valuable experience on bigger projects. Under our recently launched new media talent programs, we essentially focus on providing funding and support to 3 broad areas. 1, global projects. 2, Southeast Asia regional co-productions. And 3, opportunities for our new directors to start and complete their first full feature-length film. And ultimately, all of this will boost the credentials of our local talent and our industry. And we hope this will continue to showcase to the world Singapore's capabilities to take on large-scale projects on the global stage.
Well, Sam, next question for you. Justin mentioned the film in which you are assistant producer, that's Inside the Yellow Cocoon. I had a quick look at the trailer. My assumption, my interpretation is it's a physical journey that also carries a very large component of an emotional journey. And it's based in Vietnam. It's filmed in Vietnam. It involves Vietnamese people speaking Vietnamese. What was the inspiration for this film?
So we always focus on working with directors. And when we first saw Pham Tiên Anh short film that was at Cannes in 2019. I mean, we immediately wanted to work with him on his feature film. He had a very specific style. He had a very specific methodology. So we were excited to be doing this feature with him. And so for him, he came from a unique background as well. He didn't come from a filmmaking education. So you are right, that Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell does follow the emotional story of a stoic man. His name is Tien, and it is named after himself because he does see him in the character he has created. So this character is tasked to deliver his sister-in-law's body to their hometown after a tragic motorbike accident in Saigon. And along the way, he has his 5-year-old nephew with him, and he embarks on this quest to look for his long-lost brother and reunite him with his son. So it is very much an emotional journey, and we get to see how beautiful Vietnam is. And of course, the grant does, the grant allows companies like ours to be able to focus only on co-productions and on making feature films.
Sam, let's talk a little bit more about that grant, because as Mr. Ang was explaining just now, the IMDA's Southeast Asia co-production grant has been so central as well to giving companies like yours and crews like yours, the whole team, really the support that it needs. As I understand it, that co-production grant can give up to $250,000 or 50%. To support manpower, get you equipment, and maybe even give you IP protection. So can you give us some specifics about how this particular grant benefited your film?
Yes, I mean, so the company itself, we have always only done co-productions. We have always focused on feature films, and it's only really possible because of these types of grants. What's really great about it in this specific film is that we were able to also bring local talents to participate in these international projects. It increases the production value of the film. It encourages a sort of exchange of skills between the two countries. And I think overall, it does help raise the standards of the local talents that we have. And all this is only possible because we have a grant system in Singapore, and we can do, for example, for Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell, we did almost all of the post-production in Singapore. So we worked with a local lab, local colorist. And so I think it's a very good foundation for us to encourage these types of exchange. Yeah.
Sam, we wish you the very best with the film at Cannes. And thank you both for joining us. Justin Ang there from IMDA, and Sam Chua, assistant producer of the film Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell.